So ever since I was a young lad, I was always very passionate about being myself and being authentic and not putting on masks. I don't know why. I've always just been very, very headstrong about that, because I think that I've always been able to see past people's bullshit and past people's masks, and I've always encouraged people to speak their truth and to be their authentic selves, because I feel like if you're wearing a mask and if we're all not only that, but let me rewind a little bit. Anytime, like, not to self-aggrandize, but I feel like whenever I speak to people, I can extract the humanity out of them. And I feel like it's a lot more common that people say, like, the craving for connection is a lot more common than we might be willing to admit. And I think that people crave connection because of the lack of authentic exchanges and authentic conversations. And I feel like we all curate our personalities and what we project onto the world based on what we think is acceptable or that other people want from us, right? And as authentic and as myself as I claim to be, there is some part of me probably that is censoring myself, because I don't want to come across as like too strong or too, not even too strong, but just like too arrogant, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, did I just admit that no, I didn't. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like I've always been very passionate about people being themselves and being authentic. And authenticity doesn't necessarily mean, and like being yourself doesn't necessarily mean being an asshole. I think that we can be authentic while still striving to be better people and striving to navigate life in ways that's conducive toward the expansion of not only ourselves but other people. Because ultimately, if you're living life from a dense, like selfish perspective of like, how can I progress and not how I can like help people around me progress, let me know. I don't think that that's very fulfilling, right? Like, I think it's more fulfilling when you give out energy and you see other people's lives like be impacted, whether it's in a big way or in a small way. I think that that's just a lot more rewarding. But I think that a lot of people are reserved with giving like this authentic version of themselves, or like whenever they speak, like we don't really speak from the heart. We speak from a more superficial, shallow place, because I feel like we protect our true selves because we don't think that other people are going to be receptive to what that true self is. But little do they know is that everybody thinks that way about everybody else. And I can say this because, again, a lot of conversations that I've had with people, the recurring theme is, wow, I've never had this type of talk with somebody, or oh my gosh, like, not to self-aggrandize myself, but people are like, oh, you're so unique and this and the third. And I'm like, I get that, but I get that from so many people. And that just tells me that the way that I'm showing up is providing a safe space for other people to show up. Like, because I try to show up as authentic as possible, that gives people's authenticity to also show up as authentic as possible, right? Like, people are mirroring this, or people are, they're taking up the space that I am essentially giving them in my conversational patterns, or in the meeting, right? In the interaction. And I feel like if we presented ourselves more authentically, that just gives permission for other people to be authentic. And authentic doesn't necessarily mean like being like super, for example, okay, easy way to be authentic. If you go to the grocery store or whatever, and somebody asks you, how was your day today? Oh, good, how are you? Like, sometimes I'll be like, do you really want to know? Like, do you really want to know? And then you make eye contact, and then you're like kind of giving them a chance to say yes or no. And you're like, my day was kind of shitty, honestly. Like, I woke up late or whatever. Or it can be like, oh, thank you. My day was fantastic. Like, my day was amazing. You're actually speaking from a genuine place. And even if people don't know how to articulate what it is about you that is refreshing, or that, like, even if they can't pinpoint it, I promise you, by you speaking from the heart or from an authentic place, you're giving people permission to also be authentic, to also speak from the heart, to also be themselves. So I think that we need to start being just more truthful and more authentic. Authenticity is the highest frequency. And I think it's just because you're just super fully embodied into who you are and who you're meant to be. And I think that we can be authentic and still strive to grow and to operate from higher states of consciousness. I hope this made sense. I know it did. And if it didn't, then feel free to ask me questions below. I love you, and here's to being authentic and truthful. Bye.